Hello everybody. So today I want to talk a little bit more critically about the permanent residence based on retirement in Namibia, what's working, what's not working. We see some practical challenges. I think the Namibian government could easily change a few things to make it more attractive. I'm joined today by my branch manager here, Ian Coffey. He's based in Windhoek and he knows all the ins and outs and he wants to share it with us today. So thank you very much. So Ian, first question really. Permanent residence based on retirement, right? What are the basic requirements before we go into what's working and not what's working? What are the basic requirements if you're interested to retire in Namibia?
So the first and foremost basic requirement is your age. There's a basic requirement of 60 years and older. Even though we have seen that at a younger age you can apply, if you're not reached that age, you need to be actually retired. So then you are not allowed to work or set up any business in Namibia. Okay. So that is one of the basic requirements.
And that's obviously permanent residence, right? So once you get it, you can permanently reside in Namibia. Is there anything like South Africa, for instance, or Mauritius, right? They have temporary residence visas for retirement. Does that exist in Namibia?
Unfortunately not. Okay. It's only the permanent residence option that is available.
So coming back to being retired, so if you're 55 and you were fortunate in your life and you are retired, how do you prove that you're retired when you're younger than 60? I mean, how do you make the government's belief that you're actually retired? Because the government pension or a lot of private pensions will only kick in from a certain age, right? So when you're 55 to let's say 62, you often live off your own funds or savings, etc. So how do you do that?
So it's a combination. At this current stage, the company that you worked for could write a letter from the HR stating that you went on retirement. That combined with a police declaration and obviously proving that you have enough funds readily available to sustain yourself, that would make a very compelling case.
Okay, so an affidavit and something official kind of, either ex-employer or some other government documents confirming. Because obviously in some countries there's like a pre-retirement state, etc., so these kind of things would help.
That would definitely assist.
Cool. And then so what doesn't work at the moment? What do you see? I mean, it was a very popular category. A lot of people were interested to really retire in Namibia for various reasons, good reasons. I love the country. But what is not working currently, or where do you see the challenges?
At this current stage, there's two major things that are definitely not working. In the event you want to come to Namibia on retirement, there is the question of investing in Namibia a certain amount of your wealth in order to apply for the retirement visa. Now, there's not a lot of countries like it out there, but in this case, the requirement is that you invest before you apply for the visa, and the amount is not small either. It's
How much is it?
$2 million investment in either a business or a property would be sufficient, even though you can't be working in the business, but you can invest, and then having at least another $2 million in cash or in your retirement.
So when he says dollars, we don't mean US dollars or Australian dollars or Canadian dollars, we mean Namibian dollars, which is equal to the rand. So for the audience, $2 million are roughly 100,000, roughly a little bit more than 100,000 US dollars. So that's what you have to pay and invest in Namibia, ideally in real estate, because then that's safe. And then obviously you need an additional 2 million Namibian dollars in savings to show to the government that you can actually retire. Now, I understand that practically a lot of people don't want to buy something before they can apply. That's difficult. Okay, is there any other problem?
Secondly, the current list of requirements to actually come to Namibia on the visa is quite extensive. It's about 21 different documents that is needed.
But what's the most difficult document? Why? I mean, South Africa has also a long list of documents required. So does Kenya and other.
So the entire list can be broken down into 6 short answers. The first thing is you have to prove your investment, which is very, very easy once you've done it. The second part is you still have to submit medical records. For most individuals getting close to 60 years old, there is already some, maybe hopefully not, but underlying medical conditions. So this might be an issue. Then after that, having motivational letters as to why you want to come to Namibia. And if there's somebody in Namibia that can also write, it just strengthens your case. Now, think about how fast-paced the world is, and now getting people to write you motivational letters.
No, but we do that for them. So that's the service we offer. So that's not a problem. The medical, in South Africa, obviously they exclude a certain, Ebola and very, very contagious sicknesses, but they don't exclude people who have, high blood pressure or whatever. So what's the stance of Namibia? I mean, you said medical records. Is it a medical form they need to fill out? Because that's quite standard worldwide. Or do you really have to submit extensive medical information? And who would read it there? Because,
It is quite extensive, so it's a full medical report and radiological report. And the application may be and can be halted in the event that there is quite severe medical ailments that if in later years our medical practitioners have to attend to, and in the event that you do not have enough funds, might be falling onto our government or taxpayers.
With international medical aid or something, that should be
yes,
fine, right? Okay.
That should be fine.
So what would be a suggestion to the Namibian government? I guess they need to maybe introduce a temporary residence, right? So that, and maybe to say, hey, if you want to come to Namibia on a temporary residence, get it for 4 years or 3 years, show that you're retired, show that you have funds, but you don't have to invest. But if you want to apply for permanent residence, then you should have property, for instance, in Namibia. That would make sense to me. And then obviously once people are there for 2 or 3 years, they like the country, they love the country, they fall in love with the country, then it's also easier emotionally to really purchase the property. So I think that would be a good thing to look at. And they don't have to reinvent the criteria because they have the criteria, and then and the adjudication is the same basically. So I think that would be a nice idea. So thank you very much for that overview of the retirement in Namibia.